Well, the time is just gone 19 minutes past 8, and we need to apologize for the delay in kicking off the broadcast. But there were some connectivity issues with regard to my guest, Manyuon Mayen Manyuon-tongmachar, getting on. But fortunately, we do have him on, and we're going to go straight across to be joined by a South Sudan-based journalist who is currently based in Nairobi. We're talking about the Sudan crisis, genocide, 87 bodies, including women and children that were found in Darfur, Sudan. Manyuon Mayen, good morning to you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. A very good morning to you and to all the listeners. Thank you for
Yes,
having
sir.
me.
Thank you. No, we welcome 87 bodies, including women and children, found in Darfur. What do we know about this latest genocide that has occurred?
Thank you so much, Salam Media, for hosting me. Um, I must say that the conflict in Sudan has been escalating for the last few times simply because the warring parties and also the regional bodies have not completely found out of avenues of putting the gunfire to an end. So it is not a surprise if we are hearing about the latest maybe a kind of genocide or maybe a latest reports of the death among the Sudanese warring parties because they have not ceased fighting. So I believe the fighting has been ongoing, despite despite the fact that there have been promises here and there about the ceasefire and maybe about the regional mediation. But the truth and the fact has been that the Sudanese crisis has not come to an end. It has been escalating.
Where does the problem actually lie? Because we've seen it now over a period of time. Many initiatives stop, start, and while all of this is playing out, and while the parties cannot reach any agreement, in the background, as you mentioned, the killing still continues.
Yeah, I would underscore that. Yes, of course, there have been a number of initiatives, including the ongoing Sudanese neighbors meeting in the Egyptian capital Cairo, which has attracted presidents of the neighboring Sudan, who are actually discussing how they can put an end to the conflict in Sudan. Of course, all these initiatives have been happening, but I must underscore that the initiatives are not really um, uh, really finding out uh, the root causes of the conflict and how the two warring parties can be brought to table. Because what I would want to tell you is that breaking the cycle of violence in the Sudan requires a deep understanding of the root causes of the conflict, including the legacy, including the legacy of the historical injustice, because we need to understand that before the Sudan arrived to where it is now, there have been a number of historical injustice. So the neighboring partners must first find out or might have not found out exactly the root causes of the historical injustice and how they can be brought to an end. The other thing is why have the peace efforts been failing? For example, the Juba peace deal that was signed among the Sudanese parties. The other challenge is, are they bringing the faction, the whole out group to the table? So this I believe the neighbors or maybe the regional bodies might have not, thought around the cycle to make sure that they first ask themselves questions, including question of manipulation, because including question of manipulation of the peace processes, which have been happening. So in the which have been happening in the last few times, including the exclusion of the marginalized groups. So now it is seeming like a conflict between the Sudan military and the rapid support forces. But deep down, the regional bodies have not really invested in finding out truth about the conflict.
Is this mainly about personalities and about individuals and just purely about a power struggle as to who yields or who wields the most clout and the most power? And this is, could be the reason why, we see this never ending saga and the cycle of killing that takes place.
Yeah, I must tell you that this is not about this might not be a question of personalities. This might be a question of restoring Sudan, because if I mention about historical injustice, and if the country might have gone through a lot in the previous times, and then the people, and if people are able to realize at the end of the day that there have been number of marginalization, then that becomes a national interest. So what we do not know is who is basically meaning the national interest, because this is all about the Sudanese people, but this is not all about individual. For example, this is not all about Al Borhan. This is not all about Imiti, Mohamed Dagla, Mohamed Daglo. So this is about the wider interest of the Sudan. But what we do not know is that who is really who is really fighting for the interest of the people. So this is what we do not know, and this is why I mentioned earlier on that there is a need for the regional bodies to explore beyond the physical confrontation, beyond putting an end to the physical fight in the Sudan. They need to really understand the cross-cutting issues around the conflict, so that they are able to come up with a comprehensive report and recommendation of how the Sudanese people can be assisted in the meantime.
Well, Manyuon Mayen, we thank you once again, as in always, for your time with us on Salam Media. We wish you well, and we do appreciate you taking time out this morning. Take care.
Thank you so much and have a blessed morning. Uh,
Manyuon
I
Mayen
appreciate it.
Manyuon-tongmachar with us this morning, South Sudan-based journalist in Nairobi. We're going to go for a break. We come back. We'll be joined by John Minto, and we will be still focusing on Orlando Pirates and that game that was played yesterday with Maccabi Tel Aviv.